Every year, the spotlight in the NFL is on the usual suspects: the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Bills. But the NFL never goes according to script. There's always that one team or that one player that comes out of nowhere and stuns everybody. So in this video, I'm breaking down 3 underdog teams heading into the 2025 season, but not just throwing out long shots. We're talking about different tiers. One team I think could make a legit Super Bowl run, one that's flying under the radar but could sneak into the playoffs, and one rebuilding team that could shock everyone and turn it around fast. If you love deeper football talk and want to stay ahead of the hype, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Now, let's kick off with my Super Bowl dark horse. Let's get one thing straight. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have owned the NFC South, winning it 4 straight years. 2 with Tom Brady, and now 2 with Baker Mayfield, who has absolutely revived his career in Tampa. Last season, this team finished 10-7, but in my opinion, what stands out is that they won 6 of their final 7 games to close the year hot. Baker was efficient, he was confident, and most importantly, he was clutch. With another strong season, he's likely to cash in again with another massive new contract extension and potentially stay in Tampa Bay for the remainder of his career. And even with yet another offensive coordinator change in Liam Cohen leaving for Jacksonville, this offense is still stacked with the personnel that you need to succeed. You've got Mike Evans, who refuses to age, Chris Godwin, who is working back from a brutal injury but expected to return earlier in the season, rookie Emeka Egbuka adds juice in the slot, and second-year Jalen McMillan showed a lot of flashes late last year. Overall, this is a deep, flexible wide receiver room, and Baker has the weapons. In my opinion, the biggest concern, all-pro tackle Tristan Wirfs will likely miss the first 4 games after a knee surgery. But with guys like Ben Bredeson and Luke Goedeke in the mix, they've got options and time to adjust this offensive line. Defensively, though, this unit is still legit. You've got Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey, and Levante David anchoring the front, and they've also added Hassan Reddick, who's coming in with something to prove after a down year with the Jets. The secondary remains elite. It's headlined by Antoine Winfield, and he's one of the best safeties in football right now and has been. And I couldn't go without shouting out Bucky Irvin. The rookie running back came on hot late last year, and with a full season in the system, he'll be a major weapon in 2025. Tampa's not flashy, but they're tough, battle-tested, and they're built for January. If they can survive that early stretch without Wirfs and Godwin, and Baker keeps balling, don't be shocked if this squad is playing deep into the playoffs, maybe even a game or 2 away from bringing another Lombardi back to Tampa Bay. So with that, let's talk about the Chicago Bears. My pick for this year's playoff dark horse. Yes, they went 5-12 last season, but the team last year is ancient history. The Bears are rolling into 2025 with a new coaching staff, a much stronger roster, and a franchise quarterback entering year 2. Head coach Ben Johnson finally brings creativity and structure to this offense, and he's got the firepower to make it work. Caleb Williams showed flashes last year, and now he's got even more tools and more time under his belt. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, they formed one of the most dangerous receiving quadruplets in football last year, and now they've added Luther Burden III, our second-round pick, and Colston Loveland, a legit tight end 1 prospect taking 10th overall. That's 6 total pass catchers who could be nightmares in space, not even counting running backs. Up front, total overhaul. They traded for Joe Thuney, picked up Jonah Jackson, and signed Drew Dahlman, giving them one of the most improved offensive lines in the league. And in the draft, they doubled down on this sentiment with Ozzie Trapilo and Nuke Newman to build long-term depth. On the other side of the ball, they added Grady Jarrett, Deo Odenigbo to pair with Montez Sweat, and drafted Shamar Turner, Ruben Hippolyte II, and Za Frazier, all potential impact guys who bring toughness, speed, strength, and versatility. And Dennis Allen now runs this defense, and with this talent, he should be able to cause problems. The NFC North might be the best division in football, but what makes Chicago so dangerous? If Green Bay or Detroit slip up, I think the Bears are right there, willing to take that spot. If Caleb takes that next step, they won't just sneak into the playoffs either. They might beat somebody once they're in. This, in my opinion, isn't just hype. It isn't just about Caleb Williams in his second year. It's about structure, coaching, talent, It's about a really good draft class feeding into a retooled roster. The Bears are officially back in business, and don't be surprised when they're fighting for a playoff spot in December. And now, when it comes to underdogs, we've seen this case before. A young quarterback entering year two, new coaching staff, fan base hungry for change. We may see it with Caleb Williams, and I think we also might see it with Drake May in New England. The big difference, though, between these two teams is their star power on offense. Chicago has it. New England, we don't really know yet. But the reason that New England is my turnaround candidate for this year is that the structure is starting to take shape on this team. I think the Patriots are one of this year's best turnaround bets. They brought in Mike Vrabel to reset the culture. He wasted no time building a new look coaching staff. He brought back Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator and added Terrell Williams to the run defense. The message: no more rebuild excuses. It is time to compete. And Drake May also now might have a legit number one wideout in Stephon Diggs. Yes, he's coming off a pretty bad ACL injury, but even at 80-85%, he brings route running ability and intensity that this offense was desperate for last year. They also reloaded the offensive line by adding Morgan Moses, Garrett Bradbury. They re-signed Austin Hooper to go with Hunter Henry also at tight end. But true to the Vrabel name, defense is where this team went to work. They added Harold Landry, Carlton Davis, Milton Williams, and Robert Spillane. Every level of this defense has been upgraded with vets that fit Vrabel's vision: fast, physical, and aggressive. Then there's the draft. Patriots picked up Will Campbell, a plug-and-play offensive tackle, and Travion Henderson, one of the most complete backs in college football last year. This rookie class is quietly one of the better all-around hauls of 2025. And I'm not saying the Patriots are making a Super Bowl run. I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs. But what I am saying is, don't be surprised if they double their win total. If May takes that next step, if Diggs stays healthy and out of trouble, and if this defense clicks like Vrabel wants it to, this team could go from a 4-win disaster to 8 or 9 wins and a problem down the stretch. And in my opinion, the AFC East is going to get weaker. The Jets and Dolphins are both looking weird, they're looking out of sorts kind of, and they look like they could both be taking a step back. Whether it's injuries, quarterback questions, or locker room stuff, there's room in the AFC East for someone to sneak up. If Drake May takes that next step with all the veterans now in place around him, don't be surprised if New England's making noise in November and December instead of fading away to the draft again. So whether it's the Buccaneers making a surprise Super Bowl run, the Bears breaking through into the playoffs, or even the Patriots flipping the script entirely in the AFC, don't sleep on these underdogs. Let me know in the comments who your dark horse pick is for 2025, and if you think I got any of these wrong. Drop a like if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe if you want more real football talk all season long, and I'll catch you in the next one.